rocker, Jimmy Barnes. We're crossing live to Jimmy now at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Would you please welcome Jimmy Barnes? Welcome, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Have you been rehearsing, or are you about to?
No, we're about to. I've actually been sitting here for about an hour slogging over the lyrics, trying to learn the words to all the songs that I'm doing tonight.
Well, do you normally have trouble? I know some of the unnamed top musicians in Australia have trouble with words.
Nameless. No, normally I'm pretty good, because if in doubt I just make them up, you know. But tonight I'm not doing my own songs. I'm doing a set with Crowded House, so it's a whole pile of songs that I've known for years but never really had to sing, so that'll be fun.
Have you ever played with or sung with Crowded House before?
No, never. I've seen them once in Hawaii, and I know the guys, of course, because we're close friends, but it's going to be great fun.
How different is that, Jimmy? I mean, can you just go out there and jam the way instrumental musicians can, or do you have to really...
Oh, yeah, I can fake it.
You can fake it?
Yeah, I can carry it, no worries.
What does EAT stand for, Jimmy?
It's Ethiopian Aid Tonight. It's, people, like you said, the famine continues. The thing is, everybody sort of donates when, the Live Aid was happening. Everybody put the money in and thought, right, we've done our bit. And what they're trying to get across is that, is to prevent the thing happening and the continual, battle against it. So basically, we're trying to get as much money as we can to keep the thing rolling and to get the people, helping themselves, get some,
yes,
equipment to them and whatnot.
Well, there is a target, though, of $800,000, I think,
Yeah, I believe
so,
yeah.
Now, why did you decide... You've made the point in the past that you were a rock and roller, that you, apart from race, which I'll talk about in a moment, you stay away from politics, you leave that to Midday Oil and such, but why have you decided to come on this one?
Well, I don't think whether, kids are starving or not is political. I think when there's someone dying of hunger and when you think there's 10% more food in the world than we all actually need, I think something's got to be done about it, There's definitely something wrong. So to me, it doesn't seem political at all.
Well, unfortunately, of course, the fact that the kids do die and we can produce so much food around the world, something's stopping it getting from here to there, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems crazy, but they're doing quite a bit. Apparently, I was reading the sheet before that since 1960, they've eliminated hunger from 50 countries already, which is that's a great feat already. So if they keep working on it, I'm sure that they reckon by in another 20 years or something, they can have, no hunger in the world, which I'd be a happy man if I could see that.
Yes, indeed, especially with a father of 3 children yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, you must get requests, because rock and rollers do drag people in. You get lots of requests to do all kinds of things. Did it take you long to decide to do this one?
No, the only choice I had to make really was whether I was going to be in the country or not. If I was here, I'd do it. At one stage, I was looking like I was going to be on tour in America, and unfortunately for the American tour, but fortunately for the EAT show, I wasn't doing it, so it's
yes,
great.
Indeed, it is fortunate. Now, I mentioned racism. You've gone public. The only issue I've seen you political about has been the fact of the racism, the immigration debate's been hot in Australia recently.
It is. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I think basically my theory on that is it's just like people should be let into the country on their merits and not on their race. I don't think whether a guy's purple makes any difference if he does a job well or if he he's needed to be here.
Would you, do you think strongly enough about it to, because you're talking to ordinary Australians when you go and do rock and roll, would you ever raise it in concert the way Midnight Oil does?
If it got to, I guess if it got to a point where, it gets out of hand. At the moment, it's ridiculous and it can be stopped. And it seems to be, the whole issue seems to be getting fueled by, politicians and by, like, idiots outside, who read about it and then think, yeah, they're right, let's go and, beat up some Asians or something. But, if it gets really out of hand, I guess I'd become more vocal on it. But like I've said in the past, I think a rock and roll show is an escapism thing, and when people come to a rock and roll show, they shouldn't be preached at. They should get there and see the light.
Yes. Well, obviously, another side of the motivation that you have is that your wife is half Thai.
Is she?
Sorry, Reed?
No, she's Thai.
She is Thai, Felita.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. All right. But I mean, do you see that your children somewhere down the track, the fact they've got a white dad and a Thai mum, may be subjected to racism if it got out of hand?
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. To me, especially being having children like that myself, it's I can't understand any difference. They're just kids to me, and they're just people. And if it came to that, where it could get out of hand if things keep going the way they are. Put it that way.
Yep.
And I think the whole issue should be well and truly nipped.
Yep. I agree with you totally.
To coin a phrase.
Absolutely. To coin a phrase. Now, you've been closeted away apart from doing this. You're recording another album?
Yeah, I'm actually just mixing and sort of checking out a live album, finding tracks and stuff. So I'll be in there for a couple of weeks. Probably we'll have that out for the end of the year.
I've always wondered about live albums. If you get anyone putting out a live album, do you sit and listen when in the studio, you listen to the live performance and think, gosh, I could have done it better than that? Whereas if...
Yeah, sometimes you do, and sometimes there's things, you know, like if you find a great performance, and it's a great performance, and then, you know, like 3/4 of the way through the song, there's a bum, you know, backing vocal or something. To me, the best thing to do is just go in and fix it. But
Yes.
there's a classic story. I forget, there's a famous band who will rename